We're live. Hope we're live. Are you guys alive? If not, this would be a really weird podcast.
I'm here.
Yeah. Hey guys, welcome back to another Plasticast. I'm here joined with Sideburn
What's up?
and Megamus.
What's up?
And Mr. Headmaster Don is busy painting the deck of his house, I guess, or something. He'll be here soon, sometime, I guess, when he feels like it. But anyway, we're going to sit here and tell you guys our opinions on some of the Devastator things, and we got other stuff we're going to be talking about as well. Hey, speaking of which, he just popped in and popped out. Wait. Don's having technical difficulties bouncing in and out of here. Problems with Space Bridge again? You having problems
He's
with
just
Space
bouncing
Bridge
in and
again?
out.
No, I was on the Cybernet Space Cube and it shifted all of a sudden and I fell off and I had to, grab the next one as it was coming by.
That thing's wacky, I'm telling you. You got to watch out, you'll lose a limb.
I really wish the BotCon G2 redo set had been done. I wish the box had had the Cybernet Space Cube edge around it. That would have made it even more perfect. But that's one of my favorite sets.
I honestly think it's probably the most eye-catching set out of all of them, personally.
Yeah, so many people were saying, "Oh, that's not really G2." It's like G2 is a spirit, not a. Because I mean, look at Euro G 1.5 and G2. It's a blending. It's a spirit of freedom.
Yeah,
It was not my favorite set, but it definitely wasn't.
No, I mean,
worst.
I mean, I have a lot of sets that, there's so many that are like, they're not my favorite on that given day.
Was that Wings of Honor?
That
09?
one is.
That is the worst set. Now, wait a minute. Now, I think the Pirates one is the worst.
No. I think every set. It's like Cybertron's Most Wanted with that odd Megatron from that Silas breakdown mold from the breakdown mold.
Yeah,
I think all the sets have merit. It's just, again, a lot of it was based on what molds they could get from Hasbro and what was approved. But I think all the sets were extremely cohesive, given the fact that they had to work with what they were given, and they still made very cohesive sets.
Which one was the pirate one?
That was one of the last ones. I'm not sure. Pirates versus Knights.
It was a 2014, 2013.
Yeah, I wanted to say it was a few. It was a few BotCons before the last one. For the
I just did not care for any of that. Just was not a fan.
I mean, to be honest, like I said, I love the G2 set, but the second set I would say is probably the best was the Machine Wars. That was a fantastic set. I love the presentation of that set.
Yeah, the present having worked for KB Toys, the presentation. Yeah, the box, the presentation was as important to me as the figures in that.
Oh, you know what made that set was the
sticker.
Well, the what was that called? What was it called? Where you could sign up and get.
Oh, the Collectors Club.
The golden ticket.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the golden ticket pin is by far one of the best pins I ever did, and all it was that sticker.
Mm-hmm.
In gold.
It was amazing.
Like the KB sticker, like you were referring to. I liked it. That was neat.
Oh, I agree. Those BotCon sets are so cherished. I'm telling you, so cherished. But today going to be talking about sets and talking about a big green dude that wears, some green pants and, likes to wreck things and not actually construct them. Isn't that kind of weird? They call them Constructicons, but they're also
they
destroy
build
things.
stuff.
Wrecking like the secondary market.
Yeah, wrecking the secondary market.
They build stuff for certain people and then wreck stuff when that certain person doesn't wreck it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, we're going to be talking about Devastator, if you guys didn't realize.
What?
Yeah, that big green dude, not
yellow.
We were talking
or
about
orange.
the Hulk.
Well, yeah, we're not talking so much, the original tiny one. We're talking more or less like the size, a little bigger. But now, in my defense, I've got all but two. I will be doing full unboxings and full hand fills on them. I have not opened them yet, so I don't know how they are yet. I can kind of compare it to the Combiner Wars because I own the Combiner Wars, and obviously I've owned probably every color of the rainbow of the originals. So,
So who has the set so far, and who has put them together? All right, so Don, you and I can talk about the actual combined and everything else as far as the toy goes.
Yep.
We all can talk about the after effect of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You may want to go first, Megamus, because I have thoughts.
You have thoughts. Well, maybe I have thoughts too.
I'm hoping your thoughts are positive than mine.
Oh, wait a minute. We can do this real easy. See, you're going to do more negative.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Well, then I can do positive. I can do positive. I can do that.
Okay. Well, let me go first then, if that's okay, because so then you can counter my negative. Unless y'all two rather go first.
I don't care.
Go for it.
Okay.
I have no thought.
I'm gonna sit here.
I'm on
second
shift
my
now.
enemies while you guys do this.
Oh, I'm on second shift now, so I have all the time in the world. Oh, here you go, Jason. Cheers.
Cheers.
All right. I am simply whelmed by this set. That's an old reference to a Teen Titans joke. Everyone's always overwhelmed. They're never just whelmed. Well, when it comes to this set, I am very whelmed. It looks good as Devastator, but the process of assembling Devastator pretty much ruins the set for me.
Ooh.
And because the number of fiddly connections with hook and long haul to form the torso is extremely frustrating. There's a couple of main locking points, but a lot of the locking points are long haul's arms go into positions on hook. Hook's connectors go down into long haul. It's not very elegant. It's very fiddly. I've got mine held on by the three main connectors. I don't actually think any of the side connectors have actually stayed in place once I got them. More than a couple of seconds.
Which connector? You talking about the ones that go into?
Yeah, it's mostly like, I'm going to try to show you here if I can. These hands from long haul are supposed to go up and tab on the hook. They don't stay. There's small pieces on hook that's supposed to go into long haul. They don't stay. This wing very rarely stays either attached to the sides here or when you put the wing onto these two nubs, it's very, very difficult to get it to stay. Basically, the entire assembly process is not fun. I've had third-party figures that were easier than this to get connected. And I just feel that visually, as Devastator, it's a great. It definitely is worth being a Studio Series Devastator. But just like the Combiner Wars one, I think some of the sacrifices that had to be made to meet a price point for Scavenger and Bone Crusher were mostly not worth it visually. I'll put it like this. I am so unenamored by this combined mode. I have a second set that I bought. I was going to have one set in robot mode and one set in combined mode. I believe I will be selling my second set at an upcoming toy show that I'm setting up at. I will have these discombobulated back to the Constructicons for display with my Combiner Wars Devastator because if you look at several of these figures, there's a lot of that Combiner Wars DNA in these figures. I'm disappointed. It's not fun. It barely holds together for me as Devastator. If I start to turn the waist, or if I start to do other things, the center torso starts becoming detached from each other. The arms are, the treads stay there, and then the arm plank moves, which is fine, but you have this purple over here, and then you've got Bone Crusher over here, which isn't the purple, but he can't be purple because then he wouldn't be Bone Crusher. So visually, when you notice it, you notice it. Otherwise, you can easily get past that. But again, it's like this chest piece will not stay connected. If you get this center piece connected and you get these wings connected, don't touch it. If you touch it, something will pop off. I just feel that this set is a letdown. This set is a major letdown for me. And here's the thing: they've gone on record as saying there are no plans at this time to do G2 colors. I'm just about willing to say if they did G2 colors, I would not buy them, except for robot mode and not as Devastator, unless they do one. It's a Devastator for G2. I have my green Constructicons in robot mode for G1. It all depends on what. Cause I'd be more inclined to orange than I would yellow, because as I've shown off last week, I got the Mecha Invasion Yellow Devastator that, while it does have some connectivity, umfuzzlements, solidity, there is no parts forming. All of this comes from the robot modes. There is no real parts forming. The hands are built in. So I was much happier with this Devastator as a third party that was really only about maybe $60 more than what Devastator would have been, or what Devastator ended up being. And I am
with or without
happier.
Dominomics?
Base retail.
Okay.
The yellow gift set is slightly higher than their green versions. The green versions are about $90 for two. The yellow version was about $320. It's an actual gift set. If all six in a box. So if you like it, I'm glad. It's just if getting there is half the fun, I'm waiting for the other half because it sure ain't here. So yeah, just I have it. It's a Devastator. It'll go on the shelf in some fashion. But the journey to get here was not worth the end result.
So what do you guys say about that, Magnus? Because it looked like you were countering some of the stuff that he was talking about with yours.
Well,
with the floppy arms and all that.
I don't. Mine connects just fine. These clips that you're talking about, this one here, this one here, they clip in just fine.
Yeah, mine clip in, but they won't stay. If you touch the waist and try to move it, stuff just starts falling apart.
So there's the waist. I mean,
this could be your mileage may vary, and mine does have some
sure.
tolerance issues. I mean, that could be it.
My wing clips in, and that's actually one thing I liked. When you got them together, it wasn't like the G1 where you had two posts and friction held it, and that was pretty much it. These things connect to each other, and I mean it's pretty solid. It is not without its problems.
Yeah,
okay.
I think the G1 was a more solid figure than this thing.
The only thing, there's a few things I do not like. One of which is, and it already did it, is that.
Now, did you flip in that little panel? If on the bottom of Scrapper, there's this panel.
Yeah, there
you did do that. Okay.
No, I didn't. There. Yeah, so that'll fix that.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of the offset knees. I don't understand why they couldn't have just. And I know they talked about the distance here, but it could have been fixed. That's just a minor. It doesn't look straight. I mean, he stands fine. He poses fine. The thing that I cannot believe you didn't talk about was his little pew. There you go. Woo. Woo.
His tiny gun.
Now wait a minute. Is that
pegs in? Right?
Is that all the pieces? Is that both pieces from the set?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even bother with that.
Yeah. See, it doesn't. It has a little peg.
Little tiny little 5mm peg.
That pegs right into, but they don't like.
It's not the stupid thumb.
It had a little prong or something that snapped into the wrist that would keep it from doing that.
So it just flops around and twists. Does it have that annoying little thumb?
No.
What does it plug into?
So all the way in the back, between the thumb and here, there's a hole. So it actually clips in here. It's not a open and then the post comes out, because then you could tighten it by closing it. No, this is back in here. So
and so it doesn't have anything for it to hold on to.
It just has a post. So then the only way to really do it, in my opinion, is do that. Hold it with two hands, and then it's fine. I think the overall look is great. I think the posability is great. Like I said, it's not without its problems. I think having the tread stay in this move to give him a more bulkier chest, I think it's good. I would have liked for this to have been on the little clicky joints here, even soft ones instead of friction. It does fine.
Because those will probably get floppy over time.
I don't think they're going to last now. I think that a DNA kit is definitely in order, and from what I've seen, would definitely improve on the some of the issues.
They have announced the first two, but knowing DNA, they're going to do 3 kits.
Yeah,
They're
going
one
to
kit.
draw it out.
Well, not just that, but they're going to do 3 kits. 1 kit for 2 figures that was in the same wave, and then they're going to do a one big kit like they did for their Scorponok and their Black
Right.
Zarak that includes everything on down the road, plus some bonus stuff in the combined kit that you didn't get with the individuals.
I'm not a big fan of the backpack.
Yeah, I don't remember the Combiner Wars backpack being that extreme.
No, it wasn't.
It just had the big
It was just like his dump.
the dump part of Long Haul.
Yeah,
was there.
Which
the
is
one
all
thing
like
about
the G1.
Yeah, the one thing I think I do like the fact that you got enough 5mm ports to store all the Constructicon weapons on the back of the Devastator.
Yep.
But that's damning with faint praise there. It's
I
don't think they could. Yeah.
Well, I was hoping they would they could get on. They could plug into the big gun.
Yeah.
So that would be neat, but they don't.
Yeah, I don't think they could have done anything with this mass unless they completely redesign the figure and have this down here. But the problem is, I don't think this would give you the stability that these extra chunks that come with Long Haul give you.
Yeah.
One thing I saw in the promotional pictures was that everyone had Mixmaster's arms like that.
That's the way it says to do it in the instructions, but I put mine straight down.
Yeah, so because when these are down and locked in, this ankle is frozen. You cannot use this ankle tilt at all.
Right, but if you can just pull one out just a hair.
Yeah, exactly. So you can still put them down. So from the front, it's not as egregious as all the promo pictures say. Do this.
Yeah, that I don't agree with.
Yeah, I don't like that at all.
But
at least
things that I noticed, I was just going to say, with you talking about all the way they peg in, they clip, and all that. Mine, knock wood, does very well, and when they do work like they're supposed to, it's a really solid figure. The fact that they even put, if you notice, the little spurs on the back, which they didn't have to do that. These pop out afterwards, and it really
those
makes
those are actually Mixmaster's shins, I think, in robot mode.
But they flip up.
Yeah.
But then when they come down, there's a lock point at that point specifically.
Oh, the design.
It's very solid. Mine is very solid, and I've got him in a dynamic pose, and he is fine.
Yeah. Well, while you were talking, I got my wing clipped into the sides, and I got that center torso, the center part clipped back in.
Mm-hmm.
That's all that's holding it on, all that together, except the main posts in the middle between long haul and hook. All the stuff on the side disconnected, completely.
See, I didn't have any of it. I will say this much: when I put the super wing on, I found it was easier to put the main piece friction clipped in because it's like a U clips in, and then I attached the wings by pulling it out just a hair, clipping them in, and they lined right up.
No.
Kind of reminds
I
me
didn't
how
just
the
take the whole wing.
Combiner worked.
Yeah, this is as solid as mine gets because this is all clipped in across the front, and and this portion here is what's holding and everything together. Nothing on the sides is connected except for where the feet connect on Scavenger and Bone Crusher. Those stay connected, but none of the other connecting points, everything's just loose.
Well, like you said, mileage may vary. Mine seems to be okay. There are, like I said, things I would like to have seen the ratchets on the shoulders. That would have been nice. Even some soft ratchets would have been nice. And I already saw some of the DNA kit they're doing, and one of the things they're doing is they're getting rid of this derpy face.
Well, you don't like the sunken face?
I don't like the little derpy. I just smelled a fart face. So.
I mean, I think I don't have a problem with that's a very Devastator face. I don't have a problem with the
There it
face
is.
at all.
Yeah. Anyway.
I mean, he's not an intellectual. He would frown like he's doing the ha 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 no meme there.
Yeah, there you go.
But I mean, I think the face visually, I think it's pretty proportionate.
Yes.
But again, it's not fun.
The transformation had me scratching my head sometimes.
Yeah.
I've heard that from a lot of people.
I had to get out the old glasses to look real good to see where it locks in.
I was watching MGo's video.
I did too.
And I had to watch this torso connection point at least 15 or 20 times to see what he was doing because my stuff wasn't doing it. I got to the point where I threw Hook and Long Call on the sofa and walked away.
That reminds me of I had a similar experience with Masterpiece Black Arachnia when I was trying to turn her back into a spider. When I first got her, and I posted a picture online of me just flipping it off because I was so angry. I never figured out. I didn't try transforming it again until I moved, and I had to transform it to put it back in the box. And I was like, okay, let's sit here and figure this out.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you have to
throw your figures down and walk away, that's not.
Yeah, I mean,
no.
I mean, from what I see from you guys, it looks good. How do you, if you had to tell someone, just based on Devastator, which one would you say from a purely how it looks to get this or the Combiner Wars?
Well, I'll answer that, and then Don, you can go.
Go ahead.
My goal was to get this one and have it in individual bots, and I told this before I even got Mixmaster, and have the Combiner Wars because it's so much bigger and beefier in the combined mode. But I like this. I like this combined. I just wish it was bigger. I wish it was as big as Combiner Wars. And I haven't put them next to each other, but he's going to look puny. He's really going to look puny. But the articulation is better. Mine holds together just fine. Especially now that I did the little clip thingy that Don showed me because I didn't even see it. So that made it even better. So if you get the right one, and I'm going to say even if you get one that's not so much, I mean, there's nail polish trick. There's ways to tighten it up a little if you have to. You shouldn't have to do that. But I think it is a really, really good.
Worst case scenario, you can go the route they do at toy shows and just hot glue it all.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I shouldn't have to be waiting for new fire convoys.
You're talking apples and oranges.
Yeah.
I know, but I'm saying
that right there.
I know. I'm saying is we shouldn't
released it.
I know, but we shouldn't have to do a lot of the things we have to do.
No.
But it's the price we pay for actually getting these figures.
Sure, it is. But let's say you're. I was talking about what is it? Bone Crusher. Okay. Mine stays. Okay. Maybe yours flops. Okay, so you have to get in there and put a little. How many of these did they make?
That's the question.
Okay, so the tolerances might be a little off on one.
Yeah, I mean they did not want a repeat of Minosaur. because they heard the feedback, how difficult it was to get Minosaur, to get all the Stunticons, and they did not want another combiner that would be that hard to find the parts for.
Oh no, and think about it. Look at the release dates of Minosaur and the release dates for Devastator. I got this done in 4 months.
Yeah, they got Devastator out fast.
Superion was too.
Yeah.
Yep. So, with what you said, it all depends on the aesthetic that you're going for.
Yes.
If you want a large Devastator that's going to sit on the shelf and be imposing like Devastator needs to be, with this studio series coming out, maybe the Combiner Wars, either the American or the Japanese one, will be dropping in price as people sell them, trading out their Devastators. So the Combiner Wars may be a better value if you just want,
A
chunky Devastator looming on your shelf. If you want accurate movie that fits in with the rest of your studio series, the individual Combiner Wars Constructicons, there was some liberties taken.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they are nowhere near close to what the movie will look like. If ACOM had done...
They surely can't be as bad as the Combiner Wars ones, though, individually.
Yeah.
Combiner Wars individual bots were atrocious.
The U.S. release was. The Japanese ones were better because they actually had the added articulation.
And the articulation.
And they also came with each individual pistol. I can't say as much for the San Diego Comic-Con one. I don't know if that one followed that or if it was American release.
No, I think
San Diego was just the U.S. with Chrome.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's inferior.
So I think if you just want a Devastator to stand on the shelf and look menacing, and you have Titan Omega Supreme to put him beside, I think the Combiner Wars will be a better choice just for chunky Devastator to look imposing on your shelf. If you have a Studio Series collection that they've been doing, and you want 86 movie Devastator and or Constructicons, this is the way you're going to have to go.
Mm-hmm.
But how long will it be before all this stuff starts drying up? Because right now, Mixmaster's just coming out. I got mine on radio on through the Radio Free Cybertron link to Amazon. Scavenger starting to show up in stores. You still see occasionally a Bone Crusher and a Scrapper. Mm-hmm. The odd thing is the Long Haul and the Hook Commander class set is the easiest thing to find.
Oh, I think it has a lot to do with the price point.
That's price
even
point,
Target, right. But I'm just saying it's sort of weird that a Commander is the easiest part to find right now.
Well, but also remember when they order a case, what do they order in a case of?
2.
When you order in a case of Bone Crusher, what are you getting? 2? 2 per case?
No. 8 deluxes in a case, I think.
They're not doing individuals. I thought they were still doing random packs. Assortments.
No. Bone Crusher came with... I can't remember the assortment.
Bone Crusher, Scrapper.
Yeah, but they're different. They're different sizes. Voyager versus Deluxe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because
I'm just saying that if it's a case and it has different characters in it,
the difference.
That's one thing. If it's just a straight up case of nothing but the 2-pack, that's going to be easier to get.
Right, but again, I'm just saying that's how, everything is easy right now to find.
Were these released together like this? Basically,
I don't know. I know I grabbed my aerial bots, but I think they were 2 different assortments.
Yeah, I don't think Air Raid came in the same assortment because I found Air Raid 2 months before I saw Bone Crusher.
Well, because they also had the Power of the Primes in there too. The smaller 13 primes were mixed in with those also.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So you had those too.
That's my answer. If like I said, if you just want big, imposing Devastator, if the Combiner Wars either version is more affordable, I don't think you'll go wrong with that as a combined visual Devastator. If you have a Studio Series movie collection and you want the more accurate looking Constructicons or Devastator size, you can always put him on a riser behind somebody else and boost up his height, and you would never see it. Heck, I did that in the apartment. I had several bricks of VHS cassettes that was never open, blank cassettes, and I put them in the back and put the figures on top, and they were black cassettes, so you never saw them on black shelves. But yeah, that's my thoughts on this Devastator. If they do a G2 and it's orange, I may get it, but it'll be for the individual Constructicons probably.
Well, as I said, I originally got this one for the individual bots, and now I honestly don't know what I'm going to do with him, but I like him. So he's gonna get a place somewhere. You know, I use my Combiner Wars on my Masterpiece / MPG, whatever / you want to call it, and he's big enough that it works.
Mm-hmm.
This one would not be big enough for my display. So I had to find another place to put him. But I like it. I like it. I like the fact that like my Combiner Wars is kind of in a stagnant pose because his articulation isn't as good as this one. It's top heavy. It's got its own issues in and of itself. This one, I can put him in some poses. I can find a place for him. I like it. But you know, everyone's different. What did you want it for? I wanted it for my 86 line. Okay, I wanted it for the individual bots. So now I'm kind of like, I'm not sure what to do with it. But in my opinion, overall, I think it is a fantastic toy. I think it does everything it's supposed to do. There are a few minor things, like I said, but I also think that DNA kit's going to really help. You know, and I mean, if you even look at Minosaur was a decent one. The DNA kit, way better. You know, Scorponok and Black Zarak, great looking toy. DNA kit, way better. You know, so where are we at on this? You either like it or you don't. That's what it comes down to. But the fact that it's out there, hey, that's good. That's just one other avenue that someone who wants a Devastator now has another avenue in which to get one.
That's
Well, and
additional
alongside Minosaur and Superion, how does it compare with? Because I imagine most people,
You mean size wise?
Yeah.
Most people who are sort of, coming at this stuff, let's say freshly, not as ingrained as we have been.
Okay, so as you can see,
yeah,
I'm still missing some, but there's your size wise.
So he's a bit bigger,
Yeah,
and that's pretty.
They're almost head to head.
Well, but I mean, he's bigger.
He might be a little bigger. Might be a little bigger.
Because Devastator always struck me as, in the animation as bigger, but not like unreasonably so, right? Like there definitely was a bigger and more inaccurate size difference between the Combiner Wars Superion and Combiner Wars Devastator than these ones, right? These definitely more fit each other. So what you really need now is
I would work with Combiner Wars too. Yeah. I'd be fine with it.
So what you really need now is an 86, like an 86 superior, like Commander Superion. That's more the size of Devastator than, because the Titan is a lot larger than this Devastator, right?
I think that one marries up with this one just fine. I think they're just fine. I think the new ones coming out now look good together. Even the Minosaur, but now Minosaur is taller because of the DNA kit, So then I got to wait for the Superion DNA kit. And then, Devastator's too short. Well, maybe they'll do something to make him taller. And here we go. You know.
I mean, the
But-
times I had the Combiner Wars one, I thought it was decent. The thing that scared the crap out of me, though, was that little tab that was on Scrapper. I always felt it was going to break.
The thing that scared the
This-
crap about on it for me was the wing holding the chest together. Because once you had that thing on, it did not want to come off. I thought I was going to break it when I had to pack it up to move.
Yeah.
It was terrifying to get that thing off.
Wow.
I mean, transforming it, I actually didn't mind how the Combiner Wars one did. Like I said, I haven't done these yet, so I will here soon in the future.
Yeah.
But
I felt like the
From what
Combiner Wars
from what they look
combination
like,
was easy.
these just look like an enhanced version of the Combiner Wars to me. Is literally what it feels like to me.
Yeah, a lot of people I've heard say that you can probably go into a blind with, and the Don and Megamus can confirm if this is true or not. But I've heard that you can go into a blind with knowing how the Combiner Wars combined and really figure it out from there with what's different.
With Devastator?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No.
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 No,
Not for me.
there's a
Connecting the top and the bottom with all the little pegs and all the little clips and everything. I don't remember all that with Combiner Wars.
I thought there was only a couple clips that popped down on a hook on Combiner Wars that plugged into Long Haul. I thought that's what it was. Because this one seems like it's
There was a
similar
couple
to-
of
it was
like
4 or
things
something.
that flip down and
There's
stuff.
friction U's that pop up that they connect to. Then there's the pipes, and then there's those two little side arms that connect to the side. I don't remember all that with Combiner Wars. Now,
I mean, I think
haven't
there-
played Combiner Wars in years.
Yeah, I think there was something similar. I mean, there also was, because I know there were things that popped out for the arms to connect into. There were 2 parts that connected the 2 torso pieces, and then there was a piece that obviously folded out that
Well, I mean, the
hook
simple fact that
clicked
the
together. But
Scavenger and Bone Crusher, the treads, they connected to the torso, and that doesn't happen in Combiner Wars.
no, it was like that in Combiner Wars.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
Looking right at it, and it doesn't connect to
The-
the treads.
the treads are connected to they're 100% connected.
Yeah,
to
they
the-
were 100%
No, they're not
connected 'cause I
connected.
remember the
They're not
wing had to
connected
push
to the super wing that locks in.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Maybe in that case, yes. Yeah, I
It's
misunderstood.
a little different, and those are important to keep that front piece locked in. It's every little peg. It literally is. It reminds me of Motormaster when you're putting him in truck mode. Every little tab has to be just right, and you got to peg it just right in order for the panels for it to work.
Mhm.
And that's the way this one is. It's very precise. So if you don't like that in your Transformers, you may not like it. And
That usually is a
Don
source of
can attest to
frustration.
this. It is, and as Don can attest to this, it's unforgiving. If you don't peg it just right, then you're going to have issues.
I mean,
It's going to be
even-
floppy, so it's not going to connect right, whatever.
I mean, even if you look at like the G1 was very fiddly too, with where you put Scrapper and Mixmaster into that one waist piece. You had the little tiny
Oh, yeah.
prongs they could snap off if you didn't push it in correctly. So, to me, it just seems like if you're going to get this Devastator, it's one of those ones you just need to pay attention to, much like you do with your original. Just take your time and put it together correctly, and just set
Well-
the afternoon to the side to do it. But this is my
Yeah,
question: how long does it usually? How long on average would you think, if you got used to transforming it quite often, would it be cumbersome, or would it actually, do you think, become fun after a while?
I think it would definitely be quicker than it took me. I don't think it would be any more fun.
Yeah, fun is not.
I don't see that. No.
Yeah, the Venn diagram between this and fun never touch.
Okay.
I would agree with that.
So
It's a chore.
that's my biggest thing when it comes to any toys, Transformers, whatever it is. It's got to have
Well,
a
then
fun
don't get into
factor.
any of the Masterpiece line.
Yeah, I mean there's a reason why I did get out of the Masterpiece line. I used to have MP01. I had
Hey,
MP10.
I
They
would
have some
say
gorgeous figures.
They're very
there are a
fiddly.
few that break that. I would say that once you get good at like the Seeker mold, I would say once you get good at the Seeker mold, the new Seeker mold, it does become fun. But that's sort of the oddball and not the rule.
Right. So I think we were talking a little bit about this last week offline, but we were talking about like how this new Devastator's affecting the market of the Combiner Wars one. Has it gotten worse? I mean, has the price gone up on the aftermarket one, or the Combiner Wars one?
I haven't.
Well, Don, you had
just
mentioned it just a few minutes ago. You had said that it's going to have an impact on the market, which it did.
Right.
And whether or not it went up or down, there's a lot of them out there now.
Right. Because you've got people that they're going for, if they're going for a movie accurate set of Constructicons, this is it. This is probably the best we're going to be getting for hopefully quite a while. Like Studio Series Optimus and Megatron. We do not need another G1 Optimus or G1 Megatron anytime soon with what we have in the Commander and Leader class price points now.
Give us something else.
Yes. I don't think we're going to be seeing another Devastator, official Devastator, anytime soon. Unless, of course, they find a way to do the G2 colors or Takara does something different with theirs, which we're seeing them do tiny little things here and there. Nothing like it used to be, though.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I think it's just you're going to just have to keep an eye on eBay, keep an eye on your sales threads on your favorite fandom boards, and see who is willing to let them go at a reasonable price to trade up for this.
Yeah. I mean, if somebody's wanting the Combiner Wars one, I guess now would be that time. But like we had talked about, like with Takara, personally, I think a smart move if they decided to do repaints here in the U.S. side, they should do the G2 stuff. Takara, do the Diaclone colored one. If they did that, they would be able to release and actually make quite a few fans happy pretty much at the same time. Really, I would think that really want this toy and non-G1 colors.
I think if someone was in the market for a Combiner Wars Devastator, that there's part of me that says right now is the time to look for one. And then there's another part of me that says as soon as the DNA kit comes out and it is just great, more people will get rid of the Combiner Wars. Right. But if the DNA kit doesn't do well, it's going to hold its value more. See what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, if you look at
kind of a balancing act, it's
right.
like stocks. When do you sell?
Didn't they make an upgrade kit for the Combiner Wars Devastator though? I thought there were several kits for that.
Yeah, it's like there's one that gives Mixmaster a more traditional cab foot.
Yep.
I think Dr. Wu did that cab by itself since that was the most egregious thing.
But the DNA kit that I have, if I remember correctly, I can't remember if it redid the gun, but it did something to the waist section. It did the foot for Mixmaster, and it did the hands. And I can't remember what else. This is just me looking at the one I've got over there.
Right.
But I can't remember what all. But I know it did that big block Mixmaster foot because he had such a a dinky little pinky toe sticking out.
Now,
Yeah, but it was also more of a traditional, at the time, a real mixing truck. But if you look at this one here, Scrapper and Mixmaster are Voyagers at 35 apiece. That's 70. Add Hook and Long Haul, that's another 90. That's 160. Add another 50 for Bone Crusher and Scavenger. That's 210. Add a generic sales tax of about $20 just to cover everything. You're looking at what, 230 for this set. Okay.
Right, but you could even say 230 to 250.
yeah.
Right. But I'm just going on the low end of 230.
Right.
Looking on eBay right now, I see Combiner War Devastators saying they're complete, starting at 135.
Yep.
Plus $15 shipping. Starting some 124 with $12 shipping. Again, I don't know if these look like they're complete by the pictures. I don't know. Now, of course, your ones that are still in the box, those are going for 300 and up if you want them still in the box.
Right,
But
and the
listen,
car one, don't even get me started on that one.
No.
right. But let's just say this one right here, it says Transformers Combiner Wars Devastator complete, 135 plus 13 shipping. Okay, that's say 150.
Mhm.
Okay, you're looking at a good 70 to 80 less than this one right here.
Mhm.
And that's just me looking on the main page of eBay. That's not checking forums. That's not looking for, Dononomicsing it. That's not, trying to get it cheaper. So you're looking at a savings of $70 to $80 just off the top of the head. So again, is that extra 70 that you're saving worth it to have a big chunky Devastator that you can put beside your Titan Omega Supreme? Because if you put this next to Titan Omega Supreme, you know what it's going to be? G1 Optimus and G1 Motormaster. Because when I got Motormaster, first thing I did was grab my G1 Optimus. This is not right. Because you expect Motormaster to be as big as Optimus.
Mhm.
Toy-wise, they ain't even close. You put this next to Titan Omega,
Mhm.
not gonna work.
And it come up to about his waist.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
a little bit higher than that. But again,
It's-
it's what you're looking for. If you like this Devastator, and this is the one that's going to go on your shelf, and when you look at your movie collection, you go, that looks awesome. You win. Don't matter what I say. Don't matter what Megamus says.
Mhm.
Doesn't matter what random internet person says. If you like it, you win. I'm borrowing that from Bobby Skullface. I don't like it. I feel like I didn't win. But that's just me.
Yeah, like I said, I'm happy with it, but it just adds one more because I don't want to get rid of the other.
Exactly. I have Hercules. I have the Giant in yellow. I have both versions of Mecha Invasion. I have this, and I have Combiner Wars. I'm good on Devastator.
I want the itty bitty little blocky one coming out now.
Oh,
Yeah.
BBTS has a pre-order up for the connecting pieces,
Yeah, I want that.
which is a
Yay,
lot
finally.
cheaper than the Blokey's website. Yeah, they're
Why
a
do I
lot
want
cheaper
it? I don't know, but I want it.
It's cute.
It's because it's a
cute.
tiny Devastator. I mean, come on. Who doesn't
Yeah.
want little Devastator?
Also, you can also remember there's the green version of the Micromaster Devastator as well, if you
Mhm.
want to count that.
I already have it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So here's the thing.
Heck, I even have the Toys R Us all green movie one. I know. Don't hate me.
Yeah. Well, I sold mine loose for $65 at TFCon and went and bought MDLX Sideswipe. I think I came out better on that.
Well, I mean, Mine's
it
the
does.
pre-production one, so that adds a little.
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
But still, I don't like movie.
Yeah.
No.
This would not have worked with the frame system. It's just no way to make them fit into the frame system. But your 5-team combiners, aerial bots, Stunticons, Baticons, all that, I believe the frame system, or in the case of Bruticus, looks like it's going to be a partial frame because Swindle is a $35 Voyager, which means he has the same,
Yeah, the leg.
the engineering. So it looks like they're probably using a partial frame, which makes sense with Onslaught because his trailer would be the frame for the upper body,
Mm-hmm.
and then you just plug in Swindle and Brawl. So I think within the constraints of engineering, price point, profit margins, this Devastator is a success in getting a movie Devastator out. It's just not as much fun as I wanted it to be.
Yeah, I still love it. Still. But as we were saying, with the secondary market,
Mm-hmm.
so now there's another Devastator out there. So then everything shifts and prices do this, that, and the other. But everyone can always just stand fast and know that the vintage G1, especially like Japanese G1, they're never going to lose value. I mean, even if they made a new one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
that's another topic we have.
Yeah. I mean, we've seen Devastator G1 kind of go down because of the reissue that they had. What was it like? How long ago was that reissue that they did here in the States for Devastator? Was that maybe
The
4 years ago? The box set that they released to Walmart?
2021.
Yeah. I know
Yeah, I
that
feel like it was
My wife got me that for Christmas.
I know
like
that
during
kind
the
of hit the
Kingdom Come.
market for G1 Devastator. But I think we're more or less going on the heels here of
Bigger guy.
a much bigger guy. Kind of turns into a scorpion.
Yeah.
But he's riddled with that GPS problem.
Not the new one.
No, apparently not.
No, you get rid of that altogether.
Apparently,
Quick strike.
this new black Zerak that has been released through non-official means is causing people to sell off their originals because they don't have to deal with the GPS.
Or for fear of losing.
True. Or for fear
And
of
it's not
losing a
fear
lot
of
of
losing
money.
out. It's for
on-
fear of losing money.
Yeah. Now,
Okay, I do not know what this is. What are you referring to?
Black Zarak, there's a third-party company that made Scorponok, and then just a little bit ago, they made Black Zarak.
Yeah, there's a
Okay, is it
the
the
knockoff
Cyan,
slash.
the Cyan
Yeah.
culture, or is it like a fourth party KO?
it's a fourth
It
party.
is that company that, yeah, it's a KO. It's 100% 1-to-1 scale of the original without the GPS.
Which I feel like I jinxed this because I feel like we had to talk about KOs a couple of weeks ago where I said, or I told them to KO things with GPS.
Yeah, but the funny thing is during that show, I had talked to Jason about it. I knew this was already coming.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, yep, guys, get ready.
Well, I've seen
Because-
the knockoff for G1 for the original black or the original
The Scorponok.
Scorponok, and that had happened. I want to say mid to early 2000s. There was one, and it floated around out there and kind of dipped and came out many times. But I think it's the first time this has actually happened in the fourth party knockoff world.
I have not listened to any reviews on it. I have read some reviews. And from what I can tell, there are, there's mold differences. There's this, that, and the other. There's swirly patterns that's different. And the actual chrome is a little different, and lack of paint in some areas is a little different. But it's pretty good. You know, it's funny because I was actually looking right behind you, Jason. You have a Metro Titan.
Yes, this is actually the knockoff that it
And
came
you
out
can tell it.
mid 2000. I'd say about mid
Right, but I can
2000s.
tell that is.
Yeah.
I'm telling you this, Black Zarak, you're not going to know.
Yeah, this has got a very, very pinkish hue to the red. There is a
Well, it has
version
to
of
do with
this
that,
though
and
that
it has
does
to do
have
with
the
the
full
blue.
red though. I've seen.
Yeah, and it has to do with the blue on it too.
Yeah.
The blue's not the exact color.
It's a slightly
But
lighter blue in this one.
The Black Zarak, from what I can tell, having owned one, it's good. It's real good.
Plasticast, I put in the chat a link to Show Z, which I think is what you're talking about.
Okie dokie.
I
Grab that real quick.
think that's it.
So it looks
So-
like it has chrome gold pieces.
It does. The chest is cold chrome, just like the
What?
original.
It looks like all the gold is chromed in the images on Show Z.
Oh no, the one I saw had
Okay.
the feet and everything are in a just a gold plastic.
Okay. I thought that was. I wasn't sure.
Yeah, this one is fully like almost the same thing. It looked like to me the only thing was big was different is the head wasn't painted.
The chest piece, or the mask.
The face, yeah.
Yeah, that only comes in during transformation. For when he's in Scorpion mode, it's just to cover up the big face sitting on his back,
Mm-hmm.
and it is a little different. I haven't looked at the spear to see how it's any different, or the molding, but I've heard the molding's a little different. And then of course, excuse me, let's sneeze again. The GPS has swirls in the original, and this of course would not have that. Oh.
But that's the thing.
I
Like
apologize.
I've noticed a lot
I
of
think I got a cold myth kicking my butt.
It just sounds like it. Look.
I mean, I have noticed with a lot of KO companies out there, they have been trying to like master this gold plastic situation.
Well, they need to.
I noticed. Do you guys remember that knockoff of Lio Kaiser that came out there for a while? We could find them in Big Lots and stuff like that consistently.
Mm-hmm.
I had one, and the gold plastic on Kill Bison was perfect. It did not break. Didn't feel like it was even going to shatter.
It's funny you should say that, because you do know that there was an original that came out that did not have GPS.
Yeah, I'd heard about this before.
Yeah, so basically when they were making it, it was either made in Japan or it was made in China. And the ones in China didn't have GPS. Looks the same. No GPS. Transform it all day long.
Mm-hmm. And I do know that there was this one company that took, it was pretty much kind of an undersized version of G2 Superion and actually had a gold plastic. They switched the vehicles. They didn't use Slingshot as the gold. I think they did like Skydive or something like that. They switched the colors for some reason. But from what I heard, the gold plastic on that was okay. So, I mean, I never owned it myself, but I've seen video reviews and people actually talk about it in forums and such. So,
This was a newer one or an older one?
I would have to say that came out about 6 to 7 years back. So it's been about
I don't know
a decade.
I know that they did a whole bunch of ones way back in the 80s, and
Yeah.
you know they supersized them or shrunk them or whatever, but usually the plastic quality is subpar. It's
Right.
thinner plastic. They tend to break easier and stuff like that. But that's just the 80s knockoff companies that came out, mostly out of Korea or Taiwan.
See,
Were a lot.
the dangers I see in this situation when you have a knockoff company that makes something that's this good, and you got that guy that's been a big fan of his Black Serac, and it's been sitting on a shelf, and he barely touches it because it's going to shatter. And he's like, I still want to keep the original, buying the new one and replacing the gold plastic pieces with the KO parts, and then turn right back around years later, reselling it and not even mentioning that those were the parts put on it, and or the bits and pieces he comes with, because those always come up missing, like the shield.
I'll even give you one more. All right,
That's
and this is
that's
what
what's
I see.
scary about this situation.
This falls right into that. But you know what I see? I see all the guys that have these broken vintage Black Seracs that couldn't get anything out of them are suddenly going to be selling them. Why? Because of that.
Mhm.
That's what worries me. Goes along with the same thing I said before with parts. They make parts too good now. They make them too identical to where they were hard to where they're going to be easier to pass off as vintage, and that is a problem.
Yeah, that's 100% true. We had talked about this in the past with, like, even Hasbro re-releasing Devastators. How can you tell which one was the vintage and what was the reissue? Sometimes with the drill hands and the guns and such. Those are the parts I'm talking about, not the figure themselves, but the actual bits. Like, if this drum right here was like a reproduction drum, or repop, I should say, you wouldn't know unless you pulled it off and started really looking at an original. I don't even know you'd be able to tell the difference, especially with the molding, because you use the same kind of molding, unless it's completely reversed engineered, like the reissue G1 Optimus Prime they released that was just a single cat.
So let me go ahead and see if I can't find any, just to see if it holds any weight to what I think.
But yeah, I mean, this is just kind of a buyer beware type of thing with this whole situation, with people getting rid of their junky transformer that's broken and using reproduction parts, or replacing it with a whole knockoff and you not knowing it. That does happen. You've got to be very careful with this stuff. So
yeah, if you buy a Black Serac, do the bite test where you bite the gold beads.
Sure.
If it cracks in your mouth.
Everyone knows the 80s lick. Come on, it tastes like 1980. Yeah. Just remember that.
I mean, if you pick it up and it smells like a sweatshop still, it's probably a repro.
It tastes like lead and asbestos.
Well, here's a very, very quick search, and right off the bat, there are 2 loose, complete Black Seracs for $1,178 and 2 box ones for $2,000. All 4 from Japan.
So they're probably legit from there.
You think?
Possibly.
How do you know?
We don't know. That's the thing. That's the.
Here's another.
That's the $1 billion question.
$2,600 delivered from Japan. Boxed. Even has a ratty box and everything. Is the bot original? Or the parts? I don't know.
The question is, though, this is the huge question. This is like to anybody, even including Dawn. Would you spend the money on this gold plastic riddled thing to come clear across the pond and make it to your house for that amount of money?
No, I mean, I mentioned in the past, the figures that I was not lucky enough to buy in my younger days when BotCon first started, and this stuff was literally everywhere in Japan. Now, not necessarily Black Serac, but I'm talking like Minerva. I never got a chance to get one. They were getting scooped up left and right. I never got a chance to get one. She goes for $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 now, based on the yellowing and the condition and the box, as things want to do. Unless I had $1 million fall out of the sky and land on me, and didn't kill me, I would go buy a mitten box Minerva that I see on eBay right now. But outside of that, as much as I want that figure, I cannot, in good conscience, spend money to get it when the basic materials of that thing is a ticking time bomb
Sure.
to just start turning yellow. No matter what you do to keep it from any outside influence,
You can't.
you can't stop it from turning. I mean, I've had some stuff in my basement, dark, no access to light, and what windows I have are thermal and UV protectant curtains. And I've still had stuff age turn. There's nothing you can do about it.
What was it? What's the
And
name of that? What's the name of that?
photo
G-
degradation.
Electron,
Yeah.
whatever it is.
I don't know.
That's what stopped me. Sitting in a styrofoam box. It was in its own styrofoam. It was boxed. Never touched it. Sitting flat on its back. And because there was a rubber band, I'm just sitting here on my computer and I hear a pop. It just shattered. Never saw daylight. Never,
What was it?
That was what was it, Electro or whatever, the
yeah.
Electro, yeah.
truck.
Yeah,
That was the,
Electro.
Wasn't he the Japanese
Laser
one you
rod.
had?
Huh?
Was it the Japanese released one? The
Yeah.
one in the box,
so
the window box?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it literally just sat there and shattered. And it was at that point that I got rid of 99% of all my G1 stuff that had gold plastic. I'm like, I'm done.
Yeah.
And I did nothing to it.
So I would be more inclined just to have a black Zarak, but I do have. I got it from Pial probably 10 years ago at this point. That third-party Make Toys black Zarak.
Mm-hmm.
I got that from him for an excellent price, and I have the Titan's Return, or the Titan Black Zarak. I would like a G1 Zarak, but no, unless I had a pile of money fall out of the sky, I would not pay that for something I'd be afraid to touch. I would much more likely to buy this KO and have it on the shelf and be happy that I have something that represents that particular time period, but is not Schrodinger's transformer.
Well,
is it open? Is it broken? Is it fine? Don't open the box, and you'll never have to worry about it.
Is it unopened and a bunch of dust in there, and you not know it?
you could. You could. So any eagle eye will see right there, I have a black Zarak. It's way back there, but it's there. Beautiful. Fake. That was custom made by Brycey.
Mm-hmm.
I had him make that for me. And it looks really, really good. And it is based off of a G1 Scorponok. It was not painted. It has been dyed. It has been professionally vacuum gold, everything. It looks amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Would I ever sell it as a G1? No. For one thing, I'll never sell it because of where it came from. But that's beside the point. I did that years and years and years ago when I sold it because of that one Electron or whatever his name is. When it shattered, I was like, I'm done. So having this third party or whatever you want to call it out here, and if someone really wants it, I think that there's a market for it. I think it's a good thing.
Yep.
Here's where the problem comes in, what we've been talking about. I'm looking right online right now. There's a guy from Maryland. It says right there, G1 Black Zarak leg shields. $123 each. They look good. Are they real?
Are they 3D printed or resin printed? That's the question.
They look like they're legit.
Okay, because I
But
myself
who's to
deal
say
with,
they didn't buy this knockoff one and are piecing it out? Because they could buy one for $150. Well, look, they can sell a leg shield for $125.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's a very, very, very good question. But that is the
And
biggest,
who's going to be able to find a G1 and compare it?
You're not going to be able to. That's the problem with a lot of this stuff. It's like back when they released Star Convoy, like they re-released Star Convoy to the American market, more or less. A lot of people didn't know that the original Star Convoy doesn't have silver; it's white. And some people were putting it on eBay back then as original and not knowing the difference. And
Yep.
it's small things like that that some people don't know because they're never educated. All they see is Japanese, Optimus Prime, very rare toward battle stars, whatever. They've seen photos of it in like comic books and this, that, and the other, but they never once ever saw one in real life. You compare it to the original's got white versus the silver parts. At least whenever they did the reissue, they made sure of that. The problem
Well,
with
and I think
fourth party
that's
KOs is
a good thing that you
they
said
don't play
about
in
that.
that realm.
Well, if you look at like the Star Wars universe, a yak face is $500 to $800 figure.
Mhm.
Do they make a reproduction of it? Yes. Does it look just like the original? Yes. On the back of the leg, does it have the right stamping? No. It has the company that made it stamping. That's how you knew.
Like Stan
Them
Solo.
reissuing stuff and putting made in, whatever it is now, Korea or wherever they're reissuing the stuff out of now or whatever. That's fine too. But this company that's making this, I'd be willing to bet it's 100% marked as the original. I don't know, but I
It
bet
could
it is.
be. But that's the thing. Like when my buddy sent me that knockoff version of Tonkinator that more or less looked like the Big Lots version, but the plastic wasn't like that gummy shampooy plastic that a lot of those were. It kind of really threw me for a loop because when you look at it, there's no stamping either. So a lot of KOs don't have stamping. This one, this silly thing, actually has a Hasbro stamping. They didn't even remove the Hasbro stamping. So this thing here is proof that fourth party guys out there do make this stuff and they don't care to cover up the stamping. Because misleading does happen. But the thing is, educate yourself whenever it comes to this stuff. Now, Generation 2, thank God it hasn't been knocked off to the high heavens, because most of the time I see a KO of G2 stuff, it's usually a different color. It's usually, it can be the same mold. I've seen this with the Cyberjets, but the colors are never the same. That or it's oversized or undersized. Same thing with the card art. You can tell something's off. But G1 has been knocked off to the high heavens. When we talk about Missing Link, I'm sitting there thinking, okay, cool. Well, Missing Link even has a KO version of that Optimus already out. So I'm like, what's really going to stop fourth party is people stop buying it. That's the only way that's going to stop this kind of thing. So the best thing to do is educate yourself on the item you're buying. Make sure you're like, oh, well, I can get this for this. Cool. You go and look at the original, look at the box. Boxes are completely different. Look at the box art. The art may be off. It's tiny little bitty things you have to kind of pay attention to whenever it comes to buying over stuff. And compare it to this.
There used to be when, now this is many years ago, when Big Bad Toy Store bought what they thought was old factory stock of G1 Cyclonuses.
Like a warehouse find.
Yeah, it was a warehouse find. The way I've always heard it, it turned out to be extremely accurate knockoffs down to the inserts. I've bought one or two KO Masterpiece Autobot cars Just that because it was just something to have on the shelf to fill in a slot, and they even knocked off the paperwork, the little white piece of paper that comes in every Japanese masterpiece toy. I don't know what it is, but it's in every one of them. That was even knocked off. So there were guides out there after this issue with the Cyclonus became more well known. People were saying if you look at the gradients on the packaging, the way it changes from the blues and the purples and stuff. If you look at the grid lines, the clarity of the grid lines, the spacing of the grid lines, there are ways, like you said, to tell it. But look around and see if you can find these guides if they're still out there to give you a heads up on what you're getting.
I mean, I remember when the Masterpiece KOs were hitting. I believe it was Ben's Collectibles, because he deals with a lot of KOs, had bought the KO version of, I think this is when Masterpiece Sideswipe came out. He compared it to the original, showed some of the differences. The differences are so minor. They're so minor between them. And it's extremely hard to tell whenever you're seeing one on a shelf. Say you go into a collection shop, like comic shop, something like that, and you look and it's like, is this actually authentic? You can't really tell unless you handle it or actually have pictures side by side. And sometimes, like you were saying, packaging is one thing, but finding it loose is a whole other animal.
Or parts.
The parts, like Megan has said, parts. You don't know where those are authentic parts or not, because most Hasbro stuff isn't, like the guns and such that go to these toys aren't usually marked. You can see where maybe it got popped off the sprue, but maybe that knockoff company did it the same way. How are you be able to tell? That's the question. Sometimes, go ahead.
I'm just saying it's tough.
Yeah.
You know, the name anything. You know, Pokemon cards. They've been knocking those off for years. Magic the Gathering cards. Anything. I mean, anything of value. Coins.
Mm-hmm.
Currency. The only way that you're going to stop people from misrepresenting these items is to make it where it's not profitable. And the only way you're going to be able to do that is to educate yourself and figure out what it is, make sure that's what it is, and if it's not, you call them out on it. You know, when you go to a show and you see a guy with every single rare part that you've been looking for, and you don't know this dealer, you might want to do your homework first. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's people out there that I know. If they say this is legit, I believe them. They have a reputation, and a lot of that has to. You have to take that into account when you're buying stuff. The problem is now is that it's becoming so easy to get these, just like the black Zarak.
Mm-hmm.
That the opportunity for people to take advantage of that and take advantage of people by misrepresenting it is greater. It just is. So just you got to do your homework. You got to be careful, and homework also means, you know, you might want to do some homework on the guy selling it. You know, not just the item in and of itself and knowing whether or not, but you know, does this guy really know what he's talking about, or is this guy just trying to take your money?
It's very true. Recently at the shop, one of the guys in the back who was going through a load of Transformers that our shop owner bought. And our shop owner didn't realize that these fourth party KOs were actually a thing. And I educated him in it until, like, because the sludge he got was not an authentic sludge. It was actually a KO. The only way you can really tell is the weight, like how much it felt like in your hand. The original, because the die-cast chest is pretty heavy, the reproduction fourth party does feel lighter. because they didn't use as dense of die cast in it. Has the same stamping, transforms the same. Chrome's perfect, looks immaculate on this thing. It'd be like a museum piece of how pretty it is. But you can tell, especially if it's loose, there should be a red flag there already, especially if it looks that good. I mean, I know Don and Megamus have seen pristine items like these that are out of package, but you can tell it's the real thing because it does have some slight play wear. You can tell it was sitting on someone's shelf for many years. Wasn't dusted proper. You know, tiny little bit of dust gets down in the cracks and such.
Did a lick, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Tastes different.
It does. And the biggest thing is the smell. You
Oh,
get
yeah.
hold of like one of these newer toys, like knockoffs, like this one here. I got these I bought like 2 of them at the time. They're brand new. I could smell it when I opened up that oily kind of, you can tell it came from a knockoff factory smell. But the other thing is the feel. You can sometimes feel the release agent still on the plastic, which kind of feels a little greasy, sometimes a little grimy. You can usually tell just from that. So I mean, that's something that's a big red flag, especially when it comes to newer knockoffs. Because did they ever reissue Sunstreaker? No, but I guarantee you can go on eBay right now and find one probably for like $65. Brand new.
They did read it on Streaker.
Not the missing link. I'm talking the original.
Oh, no. I thought you meant knockoff.
No,
Did they knock it off? Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, they knocked it off. And you can go on eBay right now, type in Generation 1 Sunstreaker. I guarantee you'll find one in box for like $65.
I said it last week. What did I call that? The guy on eBay. He didn't call it a reissue. It's an overseas exclusive. Love that.
So start referring to this new Black Xerac. It's an overseas exclusive, guys.
It's an overseas exclusive. Right. That's what they're called now.
I mean, I myself, my Black Xerac I had was a custom. I had customized it, made it Black Xerac because I knew it was insanely hard to get a hold of. I didn't even have a spear for it because at the time I didn't know how to actually make one. Nowadays we have 3D printing, which is a whole new thing, and I myself have been dabbling and designing and doing some of that stuff. So probably later on I'll end up showing you guys some of that crazy stuff. If I do any reproduction parts, I know the reproduction parts, and I have a friend of mine that made me a few reproduction parts for one of my blast-offs, which they're repro. They're 3D printed, but they look authentic. But when you feel them, you can kind of feel that they are 3D printed. They're not that insane smoothness that you get from like original toys. So that's also another thing to kind of keep an eye out. But 3D printed parts are nice to have to complete your figure, to at least have it sitting on a shelf until you can get the original parts to get the authentic ones.
I posted in the chat on the channel there on YouTube just a little bit of advice, something that people can do when they're out trying to buy this stuff. It's pretty good advice.
Yeah, I had a friend, and that advice that Megamus is giving is gold, seriously. Especially if you're going to a convention. Get your friend to go with you that knows more about it than you.
Just feed them. All right? Feed them.
That's how you do it. Hey, buddy, you want to go with me? Cool. You have the money to get in, at least pay your ticket? Cool. You ride with me, I'll feed you. There you go. Done. And then they can spend whatever money they want on anything else, and they can help you pick out your toys and not get scammed by somebody that's trying to sell high-quality KOs, because, I mean, sometimes even the seller doesn't even know what they have. And I'm sure that's happened many, many, many times. Some people have been backhanded by, oh, I thought this was an authentic Generation 1 Optimus Prime, and it turns out it was one of the fourth-party reissues.
I can't tell you the number of times, and it has happened. I'll be at a show and someone will come up to me and like, look what I just bought. Well, then you got to break it to them.
Oh, you bought that? How much you pay for that?
Yeah, and
$200.
you find out it's
What?
not exactly what they thought it was.
Go on eBay. Well, it's only $70 on eBay. It's the same one. See, it's one of those things you got to keep in mind, especially when it comes to the vintage stuff. The vintage stuff is where it's hitting harder. I don't see them really knocking off much of the newer stuff that I've seen, other than Masterpiece.
Oh, they've already started. What did I miss out on with the Apex armor? The Prime.
Oh,
There's two.
you're talking about the Masterpiece one that came out?
Yeah, the MPG
Power Masters.
Yeah. It seems to
Power
be
Master.
only Masterpieces that they're trying to knock off. They're not going
Well,
to
they
knock them
knocked
off.
it off.
Right.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, it's an easy market because what's the biggest thing that goes against Masterpiece right now? It's the cost.
the cost.
It cost prohibitive. So, they gain a lot to knock it off fast because then people who can't afford it but still want it can get it and be relatively. They get it within the time frame that it's still a valid conversation to be had about the figure.
Oh, they get them like within a week of the original release, and all of a sudden this knockoff stuff out. They get it quick, so don't think, well, it's brand new. This isn't a knock. Don't think that.
I mean,
Could be.
The biggest red flag I saw of a recent knockoff was that Missing Link Optimus Prime being KO'd already. I'm like,
what?
Yeah. I'm like, are you kidding me? Already? They're already dabbing into Missing Link, but it's a hot thing for people to do. I'm like, if a KO company's going to do this stuff, give me a G2 one. Period. Just do it. If you're going to do that, make it different. That's the whole point. Don't
There's
do the
money
same
to be
toy.
made.
Just make a different
They're gonna
version
make
of it.
It's as simple as that.
Yeah. But with that being said, I think we've kind of come full circle today with everything. You guys got any final thoughts on any of this insanity before we bounce?
I'm just going to say, don't let my negativity on this Studio Series Devastator cloud your opinion of it. Like I said, if you get it and you like it, you win. I mean, that's the main thing is, do you feel like the money you spent for a figure in your collection, does it feel a specific niche in your collection that you look at that shelf and you feel better about, yes, I spent the money, but it looks like the way you want it. And when you walk by that, you have a sense of completionism, and that you feel like it's worth, it's worth the time and the money. Me personally, I don't feel that way right now. Maybe if I take him apart, put him back together, see if I'm doing something wrong with some of these pieces. But again, the torso combination really pretty much ruined it for me, just because I can't get stuff together, and it's very frustrating when I've been doing this for so long and something nowadays just does not click the way it should. So, but if you like it, you win.
So, Cyburn, you got anything to say about this stuff?
No, but go buy yourself the knockoff gun combiner thing. They're a terrible combiner, but they're fun individually.
Oh, the ones at Cracker Barrel?
I don't know. These are like the Chinese, like there's like the 5 of them that turn into a gun. I don't know if they've been at Cracker Barrel. I mean, they might
Yeah,
have been.
actually, Cracker Barrel has something like that in their small little toy section. I've never seen a complete set. In all the years I've been going to Cracker Barrel,
I think I know the ones that you're talking about.
Yeah, that's my wife's favorite place to go when we go somewhere, because we don't have one locally, and we try to go there if it's available somewhere else. And I've never seen a full set. I would have to wait probably a couple years to complete a full set of those figures
Yeah.
because no one seems to have
I have
more
a
than
Cracker
2 on the
Barrel
shelf
not
at a
far
time.
from where I live.
I think they're a
So
little more.
hit me up, Don, with what you have. So
They're
I
a
don't have
little
any.
more
oh, you didn't buy any of them?
like stylized guns, right?
$70 a piece. I wasn't gonna pay that.
Oh, okay.
Jeez.
Yeah, no, this was like all 5 of them were. I think I paid $30 from Amazon.
That's a lot better.
It had a terrible AI image that was generated with them all stuck in a cake for some reason. It was so amazing that I immediately bought it.
Yes.
I was like, AI worked this time. It's like it's a gun cheesecake. Yeah, I'm gonna buy them now. I've been wanting them for a while, and I just like, why do I need to buy these? And then I saw that I'm like, okay, now I gotta buy them. They've convinced me. They convinced me with the AI gun cheesecake.
That's the stuff that makes me miss Sir Toys so much. Like I don't know if you guys bought anything.
Yeah.
Did Sir Toys go away?
Yeah, they're no
Oh
longer
yeah,
around.
they closed a couple years ago.
It really
Yeah, I
it
used to know
really
people
really
who loved
hurts me
mine.
because they had some of the wackiest, craziest freaking robots that turned into like you had one that turned into a rice cooker. I'm like, that's just cool.
Yeah, I used to, that. Well, that explains a lot now because I used to have someone who, in one of my discords, would post Sir Toys stuff all the time, and I feel like it'd been a long time since I've seen anything.
Yeah, it makes me.
And it was
miss
always
them.
the wackiest KOs and stuff like that.
I'm sure
Those were
Magnus
fun.
misses that because he loves his knockoffs too.
There was some weird stuff on there, and I wouldn't go overboard, but I bought a couple times. I think the last ones I got was when they had the oversized mini bots, and so they had like Wind Charger in purple with chrome louvers on it, and it was like a 1.5 scale. You know, it was just a little bit bigger, but I was like, that's pretty funny. And it came in a pack of 6, and it was like $30. So it's like, why not?
Yeah, I remember back when Fall of Cybertron Bruticus was a big thing, and I bought a KO version of this thing off there, and they had replaced one of the guys with like top spin, and the other one was like twin twist, but they were like the movie versions that turned into the race cars that plugged into the feet. It was so funny. It was like the weirdest thing ever. The plastic definitely. If you did this, it would turn to dust in your hands.
It was like hit or miss. Some of their stuff was okay, and then some of it was just like scary. But
a fun scary.
Yeah.
It was just something fun about that stuff.
My closing thought on what we've talked about tonight is I had a very good experience with my Devastator, but that doesn't mean go out and just buy one. If you like it, you like it, like Don said. This whole Black Zarak knockoff stuff, I don't have a problem with it. You know, if you want a G1 Black Zarak and you don't want it to break apart and you don't want to break the bank, there you go. Perfect.
If you're planning on playing with it, that's the way to get it.
But don't mislead someone. That's what comes down to. That's the only worrisome part about any of it. It's not what it's doing to the market right now. I don't care if the price of the original is going down because people are okay with the knockoff. I just hope that whoever's buying these knows what they're getting. It's as simple as that. Don't misrepresent your stuff. Don't misrepresent it when you're buying it. Don't misrepresent it when you're selling it.
I 100% agree. Mike Boyle does have a shout out to the Thundercracker Barrel t-shirts. Where are those at? I want those. Also, shout out to Cracker Barrel. Hopefully they learned their lesson and we can still go there and get really good food and still feel like we're at Grandma's old farmhouse.
I'm not even going to get into that. There's one up the street, but The food
Pretty
is
much.
if you like the food, great. How's that?
It's not my favorite place, but my mom loves to go there when we go to Costco.
It's worth going. It's worth going for the candy selection.
They do have a big
The
candy
store
selection. A
is
lot of old
amazing.
time candy.
The store's got cool stuff. They also sell vinyl
does.
records there sometimes, so it's cool.
I just wish their food was better.
The food's good, man. I like the food.
It's all right.
You
That's
just got to get the fancy, like, stuffed French toast or something like that.
I was all about like the biscuits and gravy and the apple butter and stuff like that.
I mean, you got to really impress me with gravy on biscuits because we have some good stuff around here, and Cracker Barrel ain't it.
That's fair. I mean, nothing beats homemade, but
True.
if you're just out and about and want to go spend time with your family, go to Cracker Barrel. It's a fun time for everybody.
Try and find some Transformers.
Find some Transformers.
If they want to sponsor us,
Yes, that'd be nice. I'll take a Cracker Barrel sponsorship, like somewhere in the corner.
The main thing I remember about that is the stupid game on the table.
yeah.
Hey, it's
Little
nice
pig
to go there
everyone.
during the winter time because they always
It's
have
fair.
the fireplace lit.
All I know is everyone's
nice.
played the stupid game waiting for your food.
Yeah.
What's winter? What's a fireplace? What are you talking about?
Hey. I know you know about fireplaces. I lived in Florida long enough. I've seen houses with fireplaces
Are you-
there that made no sense.
Are you talking about lesser summer?
Yeah.
All I know is you guys got a dusting one time and you guys lost it.
If it ever snowed in Orlando, it will be pandemonium.
It was up there. It
Well,
was just north of there.
Atlanta got 2 inches of snow about 5-10 years ago, and the whole city shut down.
Yeah.
We've gotten
no idea.
snow up north recently. Like I think last year, I think there was some snow up north.
Is that called Long Beach?
I live way too far down. I live right in the middle of Florida.
well, Long Beach is up towards the north. And I remember a buddy of mine, he was telling me, he goes, we don't know what to do. And he showed me a picture, and it was a dusting. He's like, these people can't drive.
I'd be real bad off because all I have is a rear-wheel drive sport car.
Buddy, I drove rear-wheel drive cars for a living in snow, and it didn't matter. It's how you drive them.
Thank you, Megamus. Thank you. Because many cars I've had with rear-wheel drive had to drive. Indiana is not very nice with the ice and snow. Living here in Missouri is nice ice and snow.
You're talking about the most adverse conditions I get is like 12 inches of rain at one moment.
I mean, I
And
can
then
understand.
you have to dodge the alligators.
You got the gators to watch out for. Don't hit those.
True.
I imagine.
If you do hit them, you commit to it.
I was about to say,
I imagine in Florida.
Don't you have a cage in the back? Do you just like grab them and throw them in there anyway? Because I mean, you need to add them to your zoo, right?
I've been to Florida sometimes 2 or 3 times a year. Never seen one. Never. My whole life.
I imagine in Florida.
You see what you need. You just need the Floridian to come with you to point you to where it is.
I guess because where I'm going, it ain't it. And it sure as heck ain't in Orlando.
Yeah, it's just I'm just imagining Florida being like with alligators on the roads, like we are with possums up here.
Now possums I see, deer. Don't get me started. I see those daily.
I can drive you by any body of water near the road and point to you, the alligator. You just missed it.
I think they see me and they go, "Oh, there he is. Let's go hide." Because I want to.
I'll be driving by. I'm like, "Oh, there's an alligator over there."
Not to mention the herons and cranes just flying around, laying in the middle of the road.
Freaking
You're not going to run over one of those. You hit one of those, you're going to destroy your windshield.
There's a group of them that live in my neighborhood area. You hear them.
Do you have any flamingos at where you live?
No, flamingos aren't native to Florida. I think there is a group of them down south. They're like transplanted.
Yeah, well, that's like their stopover, isn't it? When they migrate, like Florida's their.
I think I'd have to be way more south.
Hey Don, they wouldn't know what to do. Well, Jason might, but Mike wouldn't know what to do with a possum. Wouldn't even know if he saw one. Like, what the heck is that?
My dog's cornered possums in the backyard many times.
You have possums down there?
Yeah, we got
Full
possums.
possum action.
This is a question. What's worse, a possum or a raccoon?
They'll both kill they'll both kill my ducks equally. So
Really, I've never seen.
they're
a
both
possum
pretty bad.
that.
Yeah, they all both of them kill ducks.
No,
I
I've seen a
got
raccoon attack.
I got like a fort I have a kennel around a doghouse with like chicken wire to protect my ducks, just in case a possum or a raccoon decides to come in my backyard.
What
So
about
what you need to
coyotes?
do-
Yeah,
What
No
you need to do
coyotes,
is get
no,
those.
no.
we have coyotes. They're pretty bad.
We got
What-
black
what-
bears.
What
But
you need to
not
do
in
with
the
your
city.
cage is on
Look at
each
that.
corner, you get these little paintball turn little things that you can like control with like your phone or whatever where you're at. You see them, you just pop them a couple times. Because you know they're radio controlled, so there you go.
Yeah.
Maximum security.
Yep.
All right. Well, all these shenanigans being said, we're gonna get out of y'all's hair. You guys tune. Well, we won't. I won't be. Yeah, actually, I will be here next weekend. The following weekend, I won't be though.
Yeah.
I'll be out of.
I will
town.
not be here next weekend because this time next week I will be in the middle of the Atlantic
Good for you.
on a 3-hour cruise.
Wait a minute.
That's a
Wait a minute, you're
long
gonna be-
swim, man.
You're going to be on a boat.
Yes, my wife and I are
Good for you.
we're taking a cruise on Carnival.
All inclusive.
That
That's
seems
when
a
you
lot
do it.
more. That seems a lot more reasonable than
You're
swimming.
not using Titanic
That's
bot, are
right.
you?
No. No. I remember asking my dad if he was going to take mom to go see Titanic because it was like the big movie. He said, "Why should I? The boat still sinks."
True.
That's
Spoiler.
my dad.
Spoiler.
The best part of the movie is like the last half hour. Just watch that and you're done.
It was Jack.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, wait. Just watch
Best
the
part
boat
of the
sink.
movie. I don't know. Hard pressed to find any good part in that movie.
Anyway,
Agreed. But
Yeah.
yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get out of here, and you guys have a good evening, and we'll see you guys next week. Same bat time, same bat channel.
Not everybody.
See you on 2 weeks.
See ya.